In today's episode, I am going to talk about something one of my soul sisters inspired me to talk about today, and that is, do we practice what we preach? I'm going to dive into this topic very gently and very spiritually. Um, Even though I'm a business teacher, my approach to coaching is very spiritual. And this is something, today's topic is something that I have talked about with some of my fellow entrepreneurs in the past, but I've never actually dived deep into it. Sometimes, as entrepreneurs, whether we're spiritual or not, we are struggling with this whole idea of, do we practice what we preach, myself included, which is why when I feel like I'm falling off the wagon, I reach out to my soul sisters and ask for their spiritual slap, as one of my friends likes to say. So, ask yourself, as businesses, do you practice what you preach? Do you embody the work you teach? Or are you intentionally slipping into do as I say, not as I do kind of energy? Um, so this kind of energy, do as I say, not as I do, is very three-dimensional energy, and it's typical for coaches who are more interested in making money than in genuinely helping people. So I mostly work with spiritual entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs who um, are interested in spirituality and they want to learn more about it and embrace it in their business. Um, and often, as spiritual people, we speak so beautifully about alignment, intuition, rest, courage, boundaries, abundance, self care, and so on and so on. But sometimes we are guiding others through work we're not fully embodying ourselves. And not because we are fake. I would never say this about any spiritual business that I work with, because I only work with people who align with me. But because we're human, okay? We are human beings at the end of the day. Doesn't matter how spiritual we still live in the 3D world. We are still human beings, and we came in this lifetime with a certain mission. Um, as businesses, we get tired, we get busy, we get frustrated with everyday life, with the 3D world. Sometimes we get caught in old patterns. Um, and that is because we have been part of the 3D world for a very, very, very long time. And as light workers, one of our mission in this lifetime is to break the generational programming. We're not breaking only our programming, we're breaking generational programming. And by doing so, we're shining light for the next generation of entrepreneurs, okay? Our job here is very, very important and very, very challenging. So if you sometimes caught yourself that you're not practicing what you're preaching, don't be hard on yourself, okay? Reach out and ask for help. Speak to someone. There's lots of communities online that will help you to get back on track. Or do some meditation or do some journaling. Just don't be harsh on yourself, okay? It happens. It happens. It happens to everybody. Um, and as spiritual people or light workers, we teach clients to trust their intuition, but sometimes we question our own decisions. We tell others to honor their rest, but we push through exhaustion sometimes. I need to remind myself this very often. We encourage clients to invest in themselves, but we hesitate to invest in our own growth. We preach courage, but we don't want to leave our comfort zone. Um, if something like this happens to you, like I said earlier, just pause, okay? If you're a spiritual person who is in a high frequency, you will realize that what is happening is not in alignment with you. And just stop, just take a step back and take a deep breath and just breathe in and breathe out, and just admit to yourself, be honest with yourself. Okay, something is happening here. I am not practicing what I'm preaching. I need to work on that. And that's absolutely fine. Just don't be hard on yourself. Um, you are by if you caught yourself not practicing what you're preaching, it doesn't mean that you are out of integrity. You are just out of alignment. Okay, don't forget, we still live in the matrix. um, and alignment is always reclaimable. Okay, like I said earlier, just take a step back, few deep breaths, go out for a walk, do some journaling, have a cup of tea, whatever works for you, and just bring yourself back to alignment. Okay. um, and don't forget that people don't hire you, don't pay for your products and services because you are perfect. um, they pay you because you live the truth that you're teaching. Okay. um, a good leader, a good entrepreneur admits when they sometimes fall off the wagon, as I like to say. Okay. If you were to go on social media and tell to everybody that you are perfect, that you always practice what you preach, that you never fail, nobody will believe you, first of all, and probably nobody will want to work with you, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good you are in running a business. You are human, and as humans, we all make mistakes sometimes because we have so many lessons to learn. Okay. Um, so when you embody your message, when you practice what you preach, and this is just a little reminder for entrepreneurs, your energy becomes consistent, your confidence becomes natural, your authority becomes effortless, your audience feel your energy, your clients trust you and reach out to you. Your business expands with ease, not with force. Okay. Um, that's why practicing what you preach is spiritually aligned. Okay. It's by practicing what you're preaching. This is from strategical point of view. It's very, very powerful, and people can feel when your message is lived, not memorized. Okay. um, and if sometimes you sense, and I know I said it earlier, if sometimes you sense or you hear yourself that you're not practicing what you preach, just remind yourself. What I usually do is I go back to my posts on Facebook and I read what I've posted, because sometimes I forget to practice what I preach. For example, I often forget to forget the right word. I often forget to remain present and to focus on the present moment. Sometimes my mind just wants to think about tomorrow, the day after, or next week. So I go back to one of my posts, or I just play some mindfulness meditation to bring myself back to the present moment. So ask yourself, very lovingly and very honestly, where in your business you're teaching something that you haven't been practicing lately. Are you preaching courage but choosing safety? Are you teaching rest but choosing to work 24/7? Are you teaching abundance but choosing scarcity? Are you teaching boundaries but choosing people pleasing? Okay, You can, by asking yourself questions, you automatically open yourself to receive answers. And by doing so, you allow to the universe to give you a helping hand and to guide you into the right direction. When it comes to, so practicing what you preach is very much part of our healing journey, is part of our spiritual growth. So I know it's very easy to procrastinate when it comes to healing and spiritual growth. But you need to understand that these are things that you need to face now, not tomorrow, not the day after, not next week, but now. Because when it comes to running a business, procrastination is the enemy. So when you caught yourself not practicing what you preach, just face it and deal with it now. Because if you don't, it will affect your business in long term, and I'm sure you don't want that. What else do I have on my notes? So whoever is watching this episode and whoever this episode aligns with, just focus on recommitting to your practices, reclaim your inner alignment, return to your truth, and remember why you started this journey. People usually start their businesses because, for a number of reasons, but one of the reasons is because they want to make a difference, because they want to help people, and because they want freedom. Okay, and by doing this sort of things, you inspire people to do the same, and this is huge. This is how we're going to wake people up and shine bright lights for the next generation. This is pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Leaders don't lead from perfection, they lead from authenticity. So and when you rise, your clients feel safe to rise as well. Be kind to yourself, and being an entrepreneur is not an easy job to do. It's so overwhelming. Sometimes the entrepreneurial journey feels very lonely, but I personally, I wouldn't change it for the world. But there's so many communities online that can help you support and guidance. The Spiritual Business Academy is one of those communities. My new course, Sales and Marketing Made Simple, I was thinking of publishing it this week, but I'm going to leave it for Monday when it's the 1st of December. I think it's the 1st of December on Monday, which I think it's a better energy. I think it's the 1st of December on Monday, to launch the course on the first day of the new month. Also, I'm going to try and do readings for businesses next week on my TikTok channel. So the Spiritual Business Academy, I'm going to include link to my website in the description below when I post this video later on YouTube. So the Spiritual Business Academy basically is an online school where I help aspiring entrepreneurs and small businesses to overcome their limiting beliefs, overcome any fears that they might be facing. Mostly these fears come from money scarcity, from someone telling them that they can't achieve whatever they want to achieve. And we very much focus on the power of self. We're mastering the art of manifesting. Like I said earlier, my approach to coaching is very spiritual. I've got quite a few online courses. I've got 3 coaching programs if you're interested. If you're not sure which one of my products and services is suitable for you, feel free to book a clarity session from my website. So that's it from me for today. Thank you very much for watching and have an amazing day. Bye.